Yeah, yeah, it's cool. Mom's was able to get. She was able to get the stuff that I sent her. Did I click to go live? Oh yes. Peace, peace and benedictions. We back live. What did it say? The Pope and ENT said it wasn't functioning. Let me check it out. See if I can get this thing moving. Oh, oh, that's how I was able to do it.
I don't know.
Let's
Is
see.
Reese coming back on?
I don't know. We got to send it out to him. Here, let me see. It say Safari icon. Translate page. Open. Oh, the navigation. No Safari icon. Copy the page link.
All right. I
We
got
should
my
be able.
remote control.
Righteous. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix the Poping real quick. See if I can see what's going on. Yes, sir. What's going on with you? Sound check. Akasha say we good. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
So we coming back. We coming back on. You know what I mean? We at Malcolm X Park. They wrapping up this Juneteenth celebration festival. You know, we reiterating. You know what I'm saying? White verification day. You know,
Right.
because black people don't listen to black people. We only take uh, directive and advice from white people. Like us brothers, we've been dropping knowledge on y'all for years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people don't be listening. It'd be crazy. Be like, I be telling people sometimes things, and then they come back and tell me something like a year later, and I'm like, I told you that shit like 2 years. Like what the fuck? You know what I mean? And it's like
Right.
I can say something and it go in one ear and out the other. But when a white person say it, that shit stick. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
law. It's law.
Yeah. And, so that's the white verification day. This symbolizes it. Because our brothers and sisters stayed in bondage for a whole nother 2 years because black people told them they was free and they wasn't trying to hear it from black people. They needed to hear it from white people. That's the
Right.
reality.
Right.
And we still suffer from that sickness
Facts.
today. We still suffer from that need. We need a white verification. Somebody can come up and tell you X, Y, and Z. And you looking for a white person to verify it for you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So
I mean,
sadly, we still on that shit. We got to get off of that. And
right.
the way to get out
Oh, there go Reese.
to deal with a
There go
problem is the
Reese.
first diagnosis. You know what I'm saying?
Right. To identify the problem. Brother Reese, what's
Brother
going
Reese,
on
what's
with you?
going on with you?
Any echoes?
Yep, that's you.
Yep, that's you.
Oh, I'll be back.
Yep. When you
Yep.
came in, there was an echo. Yep.
It's loud. It's kind of loud
Ah.
over here. So I'm gonna lean in and shit.
Right. Right. Righteousness. Hey, I mean, look, we over here in Cali. What time is it?
It
It's
was rowdy now. I guess they had their
5:15.
drinks and shit. You know what I mean?
Right. So we over here in Cali. Akasha, you say you in the town?
What that, Rod D?
You out there?
Hey,
What?
Rod D.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, happy Black Father's Day for those that are.
Shout out to all the black fathers. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. For those that
They
stepped up
try to
to the
say black
plate.
fatherhood don't exist. They try to say it
Right.
that it don't mean nothing. And then a lot of people turn around and show you the magnitude of what happens when the black fathers is not around. And they show the statistics that black dads is better than white dads and Chinese dads and any other kind of dad. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
black dads rock. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we gotta even though in this fictional holiday, it's still a national holiday. A lot of national
Right.
holidays is fiction. You know what I'm saying? But a national holiday falls on another national holiday. So we just combining the two and calling it Black Father's Day. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Tap in.
But
Okay.
that's the dumb shit. You know
That
what I'm
wasn't
saying?
gunshots, was it?
Nah, that's dumbass fireworks. And it's like
Right. East
that's the
Bay
type of
for
shit.
sure.
That's the type of shit that Secret Service will be tackling you for.
Right. Right.
Like
Right.
why?
Right.
Like you
Why'd you
already
bring
know.
that here?
We already know the vibe in the city and shit. Why is people lighting fireworks around people like that? Like you know what I'm saying? It's just like
Yep. It's around that time too.
dumb
That's
shit.
what's up. Right. You get a chance to check out the vegan mob. You fuck with Toriano and them over there. You know where that's at?
But you know, let's.
Yep.
I didn't hear what you said, but I wanted to say that you know we need to address some of this mental enslavement. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you know we talk about being free from bondage. You know, just because the shackles is off your feet and off your hands, don't mean it ain't off your mind. And that's
Right.
the
And I'm
worst kind of enslavement, is mental enslavement. You know,
right.
we got
Gotcha.
a lot of
See.
beef in the city, and people is like, you know, mimicking other parts of the nation and calling their hood sets and gangs and beefing with each other and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't seen nobody move on the hospital. I ain't seen nobody wanting to
Right.
slide on the doctor that killed man and your grandma and you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm seeing shooters with face masks on. How you scared of a virus, but you ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Huh.
Right.
Crazy, you know? So it's like we got a lot of mental enslavement out here, you know? People with face masks on with the windows up and the car by themselves.
Yeah, that's
Right.
crazy.
With a face
Me
shield.
mugging you though. They ready to fight you though.
The guy that
They be
came up
ready to
earlier
fight
had a
you, but
mask
they
on.
scared of the virus at the same time. Like I'm fucked up. You know, you got people talking about like religion and God and theology, but they got a mask on and they got vaccinated. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They went to the Poconos to seek refuge in the Poconos. They didn't go to the church or the mosque or the synagogue. They went to the Poconos.
If they got
You know what
vaccinated, that
I'm
Right.
saying?
means they didn't trust God.
Get Malcolm in there.
Yo, if they got vaccinated, that means they didn't trust God.
Uh huh.
Something wrong
I
with
hear you
that,
now.
man.
That
Something
is
wrong with
something
that
wrong with
when
that.
it's
Right.
like on my way over here.
Uh,
I got chased down by a girl in a drop top, tell me that I'm driving crazy, and then she cut 5 lanes on the other side of the street and drove and ran through the red light.
I was listening to
just
that
to
whole
tell you
shit.
that.
You know what I'm saying? But like if it was a white cop, she'd have been driving like Miss Daisy.
In Philly,
You know what I'm
they
saying?
out there.
We
Yeah.
programmed
Right.
to go to war with each other over the smallest things. You know, like my
Yep.
man E, shout out to E. He was telling me the other day, like, you know, a lot of shootings is up, and you know, with females, it's like 200% in Philadelphia. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And
Right. Right.
you know, just riding around. I was talking to
Nope.
Reese
I
earlier.
got. Right.
I was chased by a female for like 5 or 6 blocks, pulled up on me and cussed me out, and then pulled off and then ran like 10 stop signs. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you know, you got a lot of females that be turning up on people at the light, talking shit, throwing shit at people and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And you know how people is in the city, man. Everybody on edge. COVID got the
Mm-hmm.
whole world on edge. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
Philly been on
No,
edge
no,
for
So
not
40
from the mo.
years.
I'm not from the
but
mo, but I
with
got
that
folks
on
over
edge,
there, family
you got a
members
lot of people
included.
fueling the fire and shit, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like the nigga Joe Biden. Throw the clip up of Joe Biden
Nice.
falling off of his damn his
Bike.
bicycle, right?
Yeah.
Want me
Right.
to get it?
Yep. I got that
But
thing.
you see how fast his security detail was on his ass. He fell, boom, it was right there, right?
Right. Right.
So important people have security detail with them. You know what I'm saying? So our important people, our
Yep.
sisters in our community, are turning away their security detail. Us, the brothers.
Right.
The woman literally created a man to protect them. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
now, with fast forward in this day and age, you got women pushing the security detail behind, and women walking down the dark road. They see the dark road as a smaller risk than than um than you know somebody giving them a ride. Chivalry. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't even pull up on a sister and be like, you know, it's kind of crazy out here. You know, just making sure you get home. No, I'm good because she looking at you like you the threat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ain't none of that happening.
You know, so the chivalry is there. I'm gonna move from here because it's loud as shit over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We'll move
Right.
somewhere where I can hear it.
You want to see the Biden clip?
And look. As soon as
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know
I
what?
got the clip. Yeah.
I got it right here.
Sadly, you know, we got our brothers and sisters that they going from Juneteenth right into 4th of July. So, you know, they start
Right.
lighting the fireworks, you know what I'm saying? to, you know, for the whole 4th of July shit. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing with the whole Juneteenth thing is this. All right. If we adamant about celebrating the Juneteenth, you know what I'm saying? Look at this dickhead falling. But look, this the dude that made this a national holiday. So we adamant about celebrating this. Also be adamant about not celebrating July 4th because you ain't got nothing to celebrate on July 4th. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm gonna
Right.
come over here.
Fact. Right.
These motherfuckers, they went right into Independence Day.
Right.
And you know what's funny,
Independence
yo?
Day started at sundown right now, so they lighting the fireworks.
You know what's funny, yo? All the Muslim stores be closed on all them holidays too.
Right.
That shit be funny as hell. Can't find nothing to eat. All the Muslim joints is closed.
Yeah, we had a video that joint got deleted. I think it's in my cloud and shit. We did a video probably like a couple years ago and shit. Yeah, we did a video at the bookstore and shit.
Uh-huh.
It was
What's
on
good with
Instagram
you?
Live, but they took it off live while we was recording. But I saved it though. But it's in my cloud somewhere. Yeah, we gotta go into the archive hive and pull up, you know, a lot of good footage. You know what I'm saying? We recorded a lot of classic footage up at Black and Nobel up on in the Erie Ave store. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I've
Uh-huh.
been thinking about trying to get that building back and create that vibe back. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be some
Right,
crazy
right,
shit.
right,
Because we
right.
need that. You know, like a lot of us can come together, like, man, make it a group effort. Like, yo, we need that building back on Erie. You know what I'm saying?
That rent is
Right.
$1,800 a month, dog.
Hey man, listen, we could
That's
if we
cheap.
could put it together, you know what I'm saying, we can get support from the community, we can bring that back because
Right.
you know everybody that live in that area, they know, say that 3 times fast. They live in that area, you know what I'm saying? They
Area,
they
area,
they
area.
they
Yeah.
feel a void. They feel a void by that building not being functional no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So you know, Black and Nobel night might not be up in there, but we definitely can put that vibe back up in there and back in the community that need to be there. You know what I'm
Might be able
saying?
to do it quick
Right.
too.
Yeah. So, you know, and since we saying that, you know, anybody that want to support that vibe, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how to do that.
Right,
Y'all know how
right.
to support Umar. You know what I'm saying? You know how to support schools that seem like they ain't never coming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and since we'll be talking about that, you know, um, it's no holds barred. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to like you know, stir up the pot or nothing, but I just heard that allegedly somebody is renting the space for a block party where Umar is supposed to have his
What is
block party at. Now don't quote me on that. This is just what I'm hearing through
what?
the grapevine. But my question is, how can somebody rent the space of your school property to have their block party?
Mm-hmm.
Riddle me that, Batman.
I gotta get the
Some
real facts on that.
Mm-hmm.
something wrong with that. But I'm saying like whatever, something wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hold on, what happened to them
We talking about
comments? Somebody was getting at us.
emancipation and
What?
what does the word mean? Emancipation, right? The trickery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Okay. So I was talking to some sisters that came in earlier, and you know I just talked to them live on the spot, and I was telling them straight up. I was like, well, emancipation means to transfer ownership. So they pulled out Google, right? Now this is what we got to pay attention to. They pulled out Google, and they
The
went
first
right to
thing
Google,
there.
and they said, "Well, Google says it means free." I said, "Well, no, you got to look at the etymology of the word, right? The root of the word, not what we choose to define it as. Defined it as like if I buried this, and then digged it back up and said, "Oh, look at this! I defined it." But the root of it don't change. So
Right.
emancipation means to transfer ownership. But this the tricky part: from one hand to the other. You know what I'm saying? So we had to be mindful of that and fight for human rights. Because civil rights just means to be civil. Like if we all went crazy right now and I said, hey, let's be civil. We fought for that. But when things happen with
Right.
us, do we get humanitarian aid? Because they don't look at us as a humanitarian issue. So this is what we're supposed to be fighting for. You know what I'm saying, when this come around. So, that's what we're doing. Shout out to the elders. Let me pan the camera to the beautiful elders out here that came out to
Right. Right.
represent.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm
Right.
saying? And they
For
and they
sure,
and they
man.
teaching us the truth.
Yep. Right. Hold on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Give me a
appreciate you.
little solo
Appreciate
there.
you.
For
Right.
sure.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, get
All
some
right.
fresh air. Take
Yeah.
that mask off. Get some fresh air. Yeah, there you go. Get that fresh air, man. Yeah. But the trees, there's many more trees out here than smoke. Get the I love y'all. Thank you. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Peace. Peace.
that's what we need more of. Active elders. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
And
see, the thing
respect
is
of the
like
elders.
with that whole that document. It's like a 60-year-old document. I keep talking to y'all about it. Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. One of the directives in there was for nursing homes and daycares. Why?
Right.
Because when you take the elders out of the household, there's nobody to raise the kids. While you going to
Right.
work and you running the bread in for the family. You know what I'm saying? The elders is at home. This is a lot of us how we was raised. Our elders is at home and raised us,
Right.
right? But when they
Right.
right. They showed us how to cook, clean, all of the right. The rules and rights and wrongs and all of everything. You know what I'm saying? That's what our elders taught us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when they start pushing the vibe of you need to go out more, you need to party more, and for you to do that, you got to put your grandmom in nursing home because she just in the way. You got to put your mom and your
Right.
pop in the nursing home. They just in the way. So there go your
Right.
babysitter. Your
Right.
babysitter's gone. So now, boom. Now that I
Right.
did that, right? Exactly. You heard what she said? Your
Yeah.
history,
Medical history.
right?
Medical history is something that most of us don't understand. That's very important. We're letting people go away and we don't know what they're dying from.
Right.
That could affect us.
Right.
So we need to have
Right.
conversation.
Right.
My mother is 101 and a half.
Right.
She'll be 102
Man.
January 5th. God grant
I
her
say.
grace.
Oh, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. That's
Right.
love.
I say.
That's
I say.
love.
Yes.
So I've been big on her. I've been
Peace.
supporting her. I've been trying to get the story to understand. You see? But that's how we live.
Yep.
That's our future. Without that, we're
You
not
gotta
going to
get her
do
in the camera.
You see? So it's important that the elders stay in our community, stay home, and just take care of them.
Right.
Yeah, we all forget
Right.
sometimes. We all got sometimes. So that ain't no issue. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So we got to
Right.
love because that's where our legacy is. That's where our history is. There's so many elders that got so many treasures in their minds and in their heart and in their house.
Right.
And then somebody come in and just throw all their good stuff out and all their history and all their legacy, and we don't document them. Every elder
Right.
is a library.
Right.
Okay, every
Right.
elder is a
Most
library,
definitely.
and we keep
Most
forgetting that.
definitely.
Right.
I say.
And just like the library in Alexandria, they burned it down, and all the knowledge
Right.
went with it. So it was like when you
Right.
put your elders in a nursing home, it's like burning down the library.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I seen family members have an elder on the deathbed, and their last dying question, you know what they're asking?
Who's gonna get the house?
No, they're asking this: what's the recipe to the potato salad?
Wow, you should have got that. Well, she's taking it.
Look, you should have been there every
and this be
time.
the tricky part.
Every
The
Sunday.
recipe was always by what? By eye.
But
It wasn't.
yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't a written down thing.
No.
It was you take a
No.
picture of this,
Right.
you take a handful of that,
Yep.
and Grandma, well, how did you make
Yeah,
the?
yeah. You gotta watch. You gotta
No,
watch me.
I just found
You
out.
make it with
I
love.
just found out, right, that white people transfer credit. That's what they ask on the deathbed. Transfer your credit score over to me.
Right. Ain't that something? Transfer
Right.
your credit score.
And we don't even know nothing about that.
Right.
We got a lot of our
No.
elders die with perfect credit scores, and that credit score and that knowledge and all that shit go with it.
Right.
But how these people stay in the game, they transfer their credit score over to their grandson or their great grandson or their daughter or whoever, and then that person is the financial pioneer in the family now. Now they didn't know, you know what I'm saying? That's how the game is played.
Now that's very interesting
Right.
because I'm talking to a brother right now down in Florida who talks about a family government system.
Mm-hmm.
And so his thing is bring all your family together, get everybody organized, understand, because again, just like the brother said, transfer of credit.
Right.
We're talking about insurance
Right.
policies. We're talking about different things that need
Right.
to be transferred and taken over in unity. Not when somebody died, everybody argue and fight and want to know who gets the
Right.
house and who gets the bank account. No, that should be the joint thing
Right.
that
Right.
helps the family to proceed.
Right.
Don't sell the family house. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Keep that thing. Turn it into
Right.
something. Invest. Okay? But most people just want to sell, take the money, and then the money go in a few minutes.
Like I was watching
Yep.
I was watching Mike Tyson talking to Dennis Rodman, and he went over there to where that boy Kim Jong-un, right?
Okay.
So Kim Jong-un
Right.
family is in the mausoleum.
Mm.
So they got a room for every one of they ancestors. And then they got the empty room for him.
Waiting.
So as soon as he died, he know he going to his room, his casket, everything, and boom is right there.
Wow.
We not planning
Right.
like that.
No.
So it's like a deathbed question of, hey, transfer your ownership. That should have already been worked out, just like the potato salad recipe should have been worked out. Just like who gonna own the
Right,
house,
right.
who gonna do this. Who, you know what I'm saying? Look,
the
nowadays,
legacy?
you gotta throw this in there too. What's the password to the phone number? What's the password to the cell phone?
Right.
Right.
What's
A lot
the
of us are so
combination to the
secretive
strong
within our
box?
own family. If one of y'all pass away, the phone is locked.
Right.
And it's information in the phone, and who you got to take it to get it open.
Right.
Shit, you gotta give people the keys to your crib.
Yeah.
Right. Keys to your crib.
I'm just
Yep.
saying that becomes that's
Sure,
when
mom's
the
got a
family got to
key
come
to
together.
mine.
Right.
You know, you got to come together and work some things out so that it's understood. You see, in most families have so
Right.
much chaos
Right.
and confusion. We got to put that aside because we're letting our
Right.
wealth go. I'm in a community right now that used to be all African American. Right now, it's mostly Europeans, Asians, and a whole bunch of other folks.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
multi-million
Right. And
dollar
that's
houses,
fact.
$100,000 houses, $300,000, $400,000,
Right.
$500,000 houses. I'm looking at right now, and most of them used to be
Right.
occupied by African Americans, and now they no longer are.
And they know you ain't got no family structure. And the thing is, they banking on that because if you did, then
Right.
you would be competition.
Yo, my uncle bought a house on
All of
22nd
these
and Christian.
units, as they call them, are easy pickings for people who are dysfunctional families.
Right.
Yo,
Right.
my uncle bought a house
Right.
on 22nd and Christian back in the day. And that shit was a drug set. It wasn't worth nothing. His house worth $1 million right now.
Right.
Damn.
Okay.
$1 million.
Just hold on to it.
Right.
And it
And we
didn't
don't do
move. It's
that.
still on
We don't
22nd
keep-
and Christian.
Yeah, we don't understand, building it up, keeping it functional, not letting the roof go, not letting the plumbing go, not letting. And I know sometimes it's a sacrifice, but that's why you got to go to school. You got to learn. You got to know how to build. You got to know what a hammer and a screwdriver and
Right.
pliers and you got to
Yep.
know these things. And most
Exactly.
people don't know.
Right.
And that's how you celebrate, Juneteenth. That's how you really celebrate Juneteenth for anything that had to do with black people.
That's
Is that you keep tradition going. Because if this is about tradition, then let's keep all of our traditions going. The things that kept
Right.
us sustainable
That's
during
it.
rough times.
Like black men and
are
women
we
being
not in
together.
rough times?
Hey,
You know what
How
I'm
about
saying?
how about the tradition of black men and black women being together? How about that?
Right.
That's right. All of that. All of
Right.
So
that.
we was married
Right.
a lot more during slavery than we are right now.
Yeah, we love
Uh-huh.
jumping the broom.
You know what I'm saying?
So listen, I went to an event a couple years ago, and there was a couple from Philadelphia that was with us. So one of the door prizes, they asked how many married couples are in the room. And it must have been a couple hundred people. This is an event in New York.
Right.
A couple hundred people, but there was only that one married couple.
God damn.
And so then they said, well, who's been, so they said, well, how long y'all been married? They had been married over 30 years. Okay?
Right.
I know them personally, but it was amazing that out of everybody in that room, a couple hundred people, they were the only married couple.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So here's some real simple relationship advice. just to piggyback what she's saying, you know what I mean? Because I run into, I've been blessed to run into a lot of elderly couples, and every time I see him, I beeline straight to him, and I spark a conversation up with him, and I get to the $1 million question: how did y'all stay
Right.
together? How did y'all do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Right.
always simplistic answers, and I'm gonna just bundle that into this one answer: is you just work through it.
You work through it.
You
Oh,
work
brother,
through it.
that's right. You work through it.
Yep.
You know what I'm
See it
saying?
through. You see it
Bad
through.
things happen. Like, all right, like I'm gonna give y'all a personal jewel in my family, right? My aunt, right? My aunt, who's my godmother, and I love her, right? And everybody in my family love her, right? And my mom told me that my dad, her dad, my grandfather came home and said to her and said, Yankee, this is either your sister or your cousin,
Whoa.
and you want to accept her as family.
Right.
They didn't look. My mom, my grandfather and grandmother, they didn't break up.
Mm. They
They
kept right
held
on
their
going.
family together,
That's
and they
right.
brought this child in who was now my godmother.
Right. I
You know what I'm
got you.
saying?
I got you. And show
She's she's
love.
Right.
she's she's
Right.
in she's no lesser in the family than anybody else.
Right.
There was no
Right.
chaos. There
Right.
was no divorce. There was no splitting up of the house. There was no kicking people out. There was no destabilization of the family.
Right. Right.
No
You know what I'm saying?
blocking.
Because the
No
core
blocking of the
values
number.
was there. So even in turmoil times, the core values stayed. We got to stick together. We
Right.
got to work through this. The family is important.
Most definitely.
You know what
See
I'm
it through.
saying?
You got to
Without
see it
family,
through.
there's
For
nothing.
sure. Right. For sure. That's facts.
How many of us got tricky families out there like that? So it's like what I'm saying is
Yeah.
not off base. It's not crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
real, but it's
Yep.
love though. You know what I'm saying? And nobody brings
Yep.
that up.
Just like,
But I'm just giving that as a personal testament that yeah, shit get funky in families. You know what I'm saying?
hey,
And people
look,
could
and
be saying,
speaking of,
and modern people today say, oh, this so and so was dumb for doing this and dumb for doing that. But what's more dumb? Fucking up your family or doing something to make your own personal interest?
Right. That's right.
What's more dumb?
Right.
right,
You know what I'm
Right.
right,
saying?
right,
You,
right,
you know, doing something that's greater than your own personal interest or fucking up your whole family for your personal interest. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So
right.
that's
Because
the
I make
real
a sacrifice.
conversations that we need to have. Is keeping
Right,
traditions going, keeping unity going, reflecting on the things that our ancestors went through. Like I've been sitting around bitching about all of the shit that I've been going through, right? And it dawned on me the other
right,
day, just like this, how we always say it dawned on you like the sun, it dawned on me. And I was like,
right.
damn, like, our ancestors went through crazy rough times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just for us to have easy
Beaten,
times in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
beaten,
So it's like, all right,
emotional.
every time, things is getting rough for a lot of people around. You know what I'm saying? But then, just think
Yeah.
about, what it took, even like with this holiday. Think about,
Right,
what our ancestors was going through. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Think about what human beings went through because you even a lot of people, you're gonna always have these arguments about, who's not from Africa, who's from America, who's really slave
whatever.
and all
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
and these things take
Oh,
away from
both. Yeah.
they
Division.
dehumanize people because at the end of the day,
Right,
even if you don't trace your lineage to Africa or you're not sub-Saharan or
right.
whatever, we're talking about the persecution and degradation of people. You know what I'm saying?
The whole
And
people.
the trials and
Yeah.
tribulations that they still face to this day. So if you so
Right,
if you are a righteous person, then you against inhumane acts, no matter who it's
right,
against. You know what I'm saying? Well,
right.
if
And
I
you know
see
what,
somebody
yo?
Yep.
doing something bad to a white person, that I don't vibe with that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And,
Right,
and I'm probably
right,
going to intervene to stop the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The
Hey,
same way I would do for a
right.
sister or a brother,
we better
because I'm
hope
a
that
righteous person.
we better hope that things don't get so crazy to the point where color just won't even matter anymore and just goes out to the window because we
It
can reach
it
that level
already
of
it
chaos.
already don't matter.
Well,
We
it
it right
already
out
is.
here
It
in
already is
California.
like that.
In
When you
California, it don't matter. Yeah,
like a lot of people
color
talk
don't
about
matter.
crabs in a bucket. They like but crabs crabs don't do that in a natural environment. Crabs actually work together and they stack themselves on top of each other to climb up on shit. Just like army soldiers when they go to climb over a wall and you climb up on the shoulders, crabs do that shit.
Yeah, they
in
do.
their natural environment.
Bucket of
You know what I'm
crawdads.
saying?
A
So
bucket
if
of
you take crabs
crawdads.
and put them in a barrel, they not in their natural environment. So everything that we judging crabs off of is crabs in their unnatural environment. So the same thing with
Crabs will make
Right.
a bridge out of their body, yo.
right. Same thing with our people. We're judging our people off of us not being in our natural environment. So just like we
Right.
discussed earlier, freedom means to be restored to your natural habitat. So we was
Right.
chilling. We were chilling in
Yeah.
Africa. We wasn't working at Walmart and all these other places. We didn't have
Right.
to hustle for finite resources and money and shit. We wasn't with
Right.
that
We didn't
shit.
care about
So
no
for
cars.
somebody to
Yeah,
say,
cars weren't
"Oh,
even existing.
you free, all right, now you can go to work instead of you can go and work for your resources that we stole
Us.
from
For
you."
us.
And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not
Right.
freedom. That's just somebody just
No.
now giving you a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Freedom
It's a
Right.
different
is
form of slavery.
this is freedom.
Right.
Freedom is Queen Elizabeth gives up that biggest diamond ever found in human history, and then we cash that in and spread that amongst ourselves. Land, the second biggest diamond, the third biggest diamond, the fourth, and on down the list, all of that shit. And everyone wearing a diamond on the planet Earth has to take all their diamonds off and return them. And then, then we sell them to everyone. We resell it. Then we become the billionaire. You know what I mean? And then we run the world because that's how
You're
it's
right.
supposed to be. Period. That,
Freedom is every elected official or everywhere in the world step down immediately, and
immediately.
black people assume those positions, and then we have immediate people put in, and then we have elections to put who we want to put in there. Only
Yeah.
black people.
We
You
want
know what I'm
we
saying?
want the we
Nobody else
want
can
look,
judge on that.
and we
Then
want the nuclear
all
weapons.
all
We
all
want
the
the nuclear
land, all the
weapons.
resources, all the inventions, all the residuals for all the inventions that we ever created had to be overturned to us immediately.
How
You know what
about
I'm
this
saying?
though?
Right.
Just like Umar so eloquently put. Shout out to Umar. You know what I'm saying?
How
We
about
we
this
not
though?
slandering. We not slandering you. We just want to know what's going on. But
Right.
Umar so eloquently put. He said that all of the things that we had hands in building and creating, all of the residual income and all that need to be turned over to us. So basically, you're
Right.
talking about everything that's ever been possessed in the whole world.
Everybody on Earth would have to go flat broke in one day. All that shit from would have to be shipped back to those pyramids, and everyone would have to leave. Mike Lindell and all that shit from the Giza, you got to give all that back. The My Pillow shit, the melons that make you young
Right.
from the Cindy Crawford commercial, all the names of all the lands, right? All those bridges torn down, and then we decide when to bridge them, bring them back, so people can get
Right.
from one place to
Let me
another.
give you an updated version of what we're dealing with here. And then, for y'all out there, y'all can get your recording things ready and soundbite this up or whatever, right?
Right.
So if let's say you and your neighbor is, having a situation, right? And your neighbor decides to go into your house and steal your PlayStation 5, you know how hard they are to get, steal your brand new flat screen TV, steal your iPhone in the box, right? Steal your iPod uh, AirPod headphones, the new Jones, right? And take all of that shit and put it in his house, right? And
Right.
it's your neighbor because y'all been beefing, right? So you run
Right.
down on your neighbor, right? Y'all squabble and you try to get your shit back and shit, and the whole neighborhood get involved and yada yada yada, whatever. And then y'all get to this whole kumbaya moment where it's peace and love, and we're gonna end the beef, right? And
Right.
the beef is now cease, right? So you would assume that you're gonna get all of your good things back, all of the things I just label or I just laid out, all
Right.
of those items. You assume to get them back. But when you go to
Right.
say, hey, what's up with my PlayStation 5 and my this and that and all my goodies? And then your neighbor says, oh man, that was so long ago, man. Why don't you just
Right.
pull yourself up and why don't you just go buy it again? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You bought it before. Why don't you just
Yep.
go buy it again? Why you want
Right.
to? Why you want to bring up old stuff? We're brothers now, right? You like,
Hmm.
yeah, whatever. But to seal the deal, I need my shit back. All that shit that you stole out of my house, I can't just forget that. I need my shit back. You can't tell me to just forget the past or that the past was so long ago, or you want to just keep showing me pictures of my shit in black and white like it was so long ago when it was actually
Right,
in
right,
color,
right,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
this shit
right,
happened last week, and like and the person sending you a picture of black and white. You talking about this TV? Oh man, that was so
right.
long ago. Like nigga,
Mm-hmm.
this I don't give a fuck how long ago it was. That's my TV. You stole it. I want it back. That's my phone, my iPhone, my AirPads. You know what I'm saying? My new
That's my
J's,
family
my
members.
jewelry. You stole that. I
Yeah.
need it back. Oh, that's so long ago. Why don't you just get over it? And they got your shit in the house on display for they other friends that come in and look at your shit. Everybody else in the
Yep.
neighborhood coming in and testing out your headphones, your shit, your watching the game on your TV that your neighbor stole and refused to give it back because every time you talk about getting it back, he shush you and say, "Oh, if you love me, you'll just let it go." Oh, that's so
Right.
long ago. Why you're being so negative by keep talking about this TV? Oh, come on, this TV go again about this TV.
Hey,
It's
well,
old.
Right.
look at this. Look at
Just
the
look
comp.
like a new TV. The newest TV came out. Why don't you just go buy the new one? What if your neighbor told you that?
Yo, look at the comment telling
Uh-huh.
Jory, telling Stewart left the last one.
Write in the comment section how you respond to your neighbor telling you to get over your stolen items that
Yo,
they just took.
Right.
People's comment though.
What? Imagine all beautiful,
You know what I'm
however
saying?
imaginary.
Like you can't tell
Yeah.
me, you cannot tell me that if you broke in my house and you stole my iPhone, you stole my AirPods, you stole my laptop, you stole my TV, and then you go have a watch party where all your friends had the Tyson fight on my TV that you stole from my house. And when I knock on your door ready to turn up and say, that's my TV, everybody in the room is saying, oh, here he go. Why you so angry and negative? Why don't you just let it go? That was so long ago. Just go buy a new
Right.
TV. And
Right.
everybody is just tripping on me, like, and y'all all enjoying my stolen shit.
Principles and morals. We don't do that.
Hell no. That's what I'm saying. Let's modernize this shit. Like, it's like, all right,
Right.
a lot of time, like, we prove that we care more about shit. We grew up in a world where we were taught to love people and use things. Now we live in a world where people
Right.
love things and use people.
Yes, sir.
This is the Twilight
Right.
Zone. This is the Twilight Zone for us. This is the
Yep.
Twilight Zone for you, if you understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Exactly.
You have people that
Exactly.
said that we look like Reese always say, we burned the whole world down for a dope fiend, right?
Mm.
Now, here's the thing.
Mm.
They had a week or 2 weeks prior to that, they shipped in all these artifacts from Africa right to right where the Civic Center used to be at. You know what I'm talking about? On what's that, 30th and what's that, 30th and South or some shit like that?
Across from the hospital.
Okay.
Right, across from the hospital. All kind of artifacts in there. This was right when people was turning up and kicking and killing glass and shit.
They could have
Right?
got all that shit
Right.
back.
They nobody even thought to even take not one artifact. Nobody even thought to even go anywhere near an artifact. Even though we claim that shit is ours.
Nigga, we could have did every museum in America.
Nobody's claiming that. Nobody look. What did we show? What did we show? What did our people show that we love?
Nigga, I got a
iPhones.
video. Listen to this.
Look,
I got a
iPhones,
video.
Jordans,
Listen to this.
people stole tracking devices. How the hell you get the phone call on?
Watch this. Watch this. I got a video of niggas breaking into a store on 52nd Street, right? And at the entrance of the store, right by the front door, is a bookshelf, right? And I told the joke that they decimated the whole entire store. The camera on the news pans across the whole store. They show everything turned over. And the bookshelf by the front door is fully intact. not one fucking book missing. They weren't even knocked. They weren't even knocked off the shelves. They were still there sitting there neatly.
Let me make a little.
The library. There wasn't one library in America.
But listen now. So doing that stuff, me and one of my girls, we was riding, and we happened to see a Walgreens. People was going in and out, coming back and forth, and so we say, okay, let's take a minute. So we run in there, and of course, people all back all everywhere. The book, the book supply shelf had not been touched. So all the composition books, all the pencils, all the pens, all the erasers, all the co-practors, all
None of
the,
that
all,
shit.
yeah, all the, all the
Oh,
school.
look, and this is
I got
during
plenty of
school
that.
break.
Yeah, I got plenty of that.
So mind you, school season is coming up, so everybody claim they need this shit for their kids, and we got school drives. Nobody thought to steal any stationary
Glue,
equipment.
yeah, glue, all the stuff that they asked for
Right.
kids to have.
Yeah,
All
book
that
bag drive, all book bag drive type
yeah,
shit.
that aisle was basically untouched. So that's the
Untouched.
aisle I went in
Just-
and got all my grandkids and everybody shit for school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And look, Robin Hood type shit, right? So look, I can't be mad at that. Now look,
Right.
just like
Right.
I want to show
So with
a
your black
comparison.
ace.
One second, let me show a comparison. Just like with remember when the pandemic was happening, and everybody went out and bought toilet paper and all this shit, right? Now
Right.
when you went, I got a video of where you go into the store and all the fruit, all of the lettuce,
Ain't nobody
all of
touching
the
none of that.
vegetables
Yup.
is intact, but the chips gone, steaks gone,
Gone.
wing dings gone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's the little Jones? The chocolate swirl Jones gone.
They
All
weren't
that shit
grabbing
gone.
they weren't grabbing
Little
they weren't grabbing laundry detergent and mops and shit like that though. I did see like household supplies.
But fruits and vegetables though.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Hey, but check this out though, right? Listen,
Seeds.
the mathematics
Bam,
said.
what up? What's up, Bam?
Hey,
And shout
look,
out to Black.
Yes,
shout out to
sir.
Black and
Peace,
Mobile.
fam.
I seen my homie Black and Noble. We politicked again today down here. I think he running around with his
Right.
son, but you know that's what
Hey,
we
check-
need to be doing.
Yes, sir.
and these events where we cheerleading, is people out here politicking. Like, yo, what's up with our next move?
Right.
Shout out
Yeah.
to that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
We
Knowledge over
burned
everything.
down we burned down the entire planet for a dope fiend. If you were an alien passing by Earth in your spaceship, you're gonna pick up our signals from our news and our satellites first before you see images of us, right? So the mathematics says that most of us were in the house chilling while that shit was going on. But the news made it look like it was everybody, right? So if you're an alien passing by in your spaceship and you tuning in, wait a minute, what's going on down here on Earth? There are fires all over the whole planet. Something's going on there. And it seems like, and they're gonna be like, wait a minute, it seems like the darker people are the ones setting.
Yeah.
Look. If
We're not stopping here. We're getting the fuck out of here.
you ever seen that show Life After People that come on Discovery Channel?
Nah.
No.
Now, Life After People. Now, when I was a kid, I always watched Discovery Channel. This show called Life After People, it shows you what happens to structures and buildings when they're not kept up.
When the
So if
vines take
something was
over
to
and all
happen to
that.
people and everybody was just gone, right? Now, let's say
Right.
fast forward in time. Let's say people were just wiped off the planet and some other race came here, or some people from the traveled into the future or some shit. They would be finding what would be ancient artifacts of George Floyd, busts and statues and graffiti art. And
Barack.
motherfuckers would really think that this. Now, think we don't got no.
Listen.
All of the internet, all that shit.
They
is done.
would think
All the
we
proof is
worshipped him.
gone. All we got to go off of is statues and okay. So there was a man here, George Floyd, their leader. They probably thought George Floyd was the president or something, or you know what I'm saying? He
That's
led us
until-
to-
wait a minute.
he led the
Somebody else.
revolution.
That's
You know what I'm
until they
saying?
come downtown and see the statues of Rocky and Julius Erving and Kobe Bryant and all those murals, all those dead niggas that was shot at corner stores and shit.
But
they
you know what I'm
gonna
saying?
think they gonna think those
But
niggas were
George
prophets
Floyd-
and
but listen,
disciples. Hold on, they
Like,
gonna
it's a
take
lot
those.
look, much love and disrespect to anybody who lost a loved one. But the thing is this: George Floyd has statues. Like, let's just really let's narrow in on that aspect right there. This brother has statues, whether you like him, love him, whatever, you believe it, whatever. He has statues.
Erected.
So if somebody was
Actual
to come in the future, from a different dimension, different galaxy or whatever, and they had no reference to go off of anything, and they came across a George Floyd statue, what would they think? Write it in the comment section.
They're gonna run into other shit.
Who would
Wait a minute, they're
think,
gonna
who would they
hold on,
think
hold on,
George
hold on, hold on,
Floyd
hold on.
is?
They're gonna run into other shit too, though. They're gonna run
Would
into
they
that.
think that? Would they
Wait a
think that he
minute,
was
wait a
a
minute.
porn
God
star?
damn. They're gonna run into that giant Jesus statue down there in South America. Don't forget about that. That shit's bigger than the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. I'm not discrediting none of that. But I'm just saying, if they came across a George Floyd bust or a George Floyd statue, you know that big ass George Floyd statue that they got on the bench, where people go and people travel all across the nation to go take pictures at the George Floyd statue. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like he's Malcolm X. Like
Yep.
he's Martin Luther King or
Hey,
something.
look, you know that poster that niggas got all over their house? Half the niggas in the world got that poster of it's got Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Richard Pryor, and everybody. It's like 100 faces on it. We had one in the bookstore, right? George Floyd's face is going to be on there, right, with Barack's and Flavor Flav and everybody else. And man, when they finished studying who these motherfuckers were, oh my God,
Dog.
they're going to avoid niggas on every planet they go
Like,
to.
but
Any
what I'm
planet,
saying
listen,
is,
when the
what if
aliens
they
see
had
that, hold on. When the aliens see that shit, dog, every planet they visit where there's black people, they going to be like, nope, we ain't stopping here. They're going to judge the rest of the universe off of Earth.
Well, what I'm saying is, if they
God
didn't have
damn.
no Google, if they didn't have no books, they had no way to figure out who this person was. Just like Akasha said right here, they would think he was a king or a ruler. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
can't see, we can't Google him and say, well, who was George Floyd? We only got this statue of this, and we don't even know he's George Floyd. We just know it's just this person.
But
Right?
here's the thing: if they run into the news archives and see how we reacted to George Floyd, they're gonna like, damn, they didn't even act like this for this Jesus guy. You know, they didn't burn down the earth for Jesus.
They say I don't think he was a leader or a great man that stood for something.
Who? Floyd?
That's what Bam is saying in the comments right here.
He talking about George Floyd, right?
Yeah.
George Floyd attacked a black woman that was pregnant and had an infant child in her house. Him and I think 5 other hoodlums kicked her door in, robbed her, smacked her, and George Floyd himself smacked her with the butt of a shotgun or something and put the fucking gun to her pregnant stomach and to the kid's head while they robbed
Allegedly,
her.
or they got that on film?
No, it's he been to jail for it. He went to jail for it. So it's on his record.
See, the thing is,
So we
now,
burnt
one thing I know.
burnt down a planet for him. Not
gotta
the little
pray.
10-year-old boy, not the little 10-year-old math genius from New York. His nickname Calculator. He was a 10-year-old math genius. Got killed around the same time. We ain't burned down the planet for him. We went crazy over Ahmaud Arbery that was locked up a bunch of times for stealing. But he was jogging in boots.
Now we saying these things to say, all right, we celebrate freedom, right? Does any of this type of thing sound like freedom? You know, there's so many of these issues that you can't even keep up with them, whether they be staged or not. The whole simple fact that people get up and got to protest about these things, that doesn't imply freedom.
Freedom is when
That
you don't
doesn't
have
imply
chaos.
being restored. That doesn't imply being restored to your natural state.
Freedom is when you don't have.
We wasn't working at Walmart. We wasn't doing deliveries. We wasn't fucking bartending. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't computer programming. We wasn't doing any of that. You know what I'm saying? In our natural state.
Yo, freedom is a world without
We
HIV.
wasn't selling waters. We wasn't selling waters.
Right.
Right. We wasn't selling waters on Martin Luther King Boulevard.
And we didn't have HIV and nuclear weapons and crack cocaine and heroin and Molly and fentanyl and Cardi B. We didn't have all that shit. That's freedom. When all that goes away and all that major toxic shit that affects billions of people, when that's gone, then we're free. And it ain't even about us. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has to be free from that dumb shit. Deadly diseases and shit.
Yeah, so that's why it's like when people talk about reparations or repair rations, that's what all it could be at best. Is some ration, like I said on the video that I did 5 years ago. I said if they gave black people in this country $100 billion. Now Lo and behold, Joe Biden us some time gave Ukraine $54 billion in a matter of months, right?
And
And
rockets.
they haven't even given us what I said in the video 5 years ago about $100 billion. So even if they wrote up a bill that said here's $100 billion for black people, do you know what that would be to break? You know what the breakdown would be for that for every black person?
And it's only 14
Well,
million of us. Well, how
Every
about
black
this?
person in the country
How about this?
is
I can't find one person on YouTube that knows about the black platinum plan that Trump had for us for
now
two hundred and fifty billion.
right now is
$250 billion.
anywhere
And
between right now is anywhere between 25 to 33 billion black people in America, right? So
no,
if you were to give
million.
billion, millions. So my fault. Sometimes we get these numbers, but
I don't
yeah,
think it's that many. I don't think it's that many.
yes, is anywhere. You can look it up. It's anywhere between 20 to 33 million black people in America.
But 250
Now
billion
again,
would have still
and
these
been
numbers
nice.
fluctuate. Now these numbers fluctuate with the whole Blovid situation because they got the purge going on. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So that's why I
right,
said it's anywhere between 20 to 30, right? So even if we
right,
do the max, 30, 33, right? 33
right.
million, 100 billion divided by 33 million is like $6,000. $6,000 per person. And I asked that question. I said, and all of the things that our ancestors and you go through on a daily basis, is it worth $6,000? So even
Right,
$100 billion is not enough.
right.
$100 billion ain't enough. But right now, if Joe Biden does sometimes say, okay, here's $100 billion for black people, how many black people will be doing backflips out the fucking window? Some people they would catch a heart attack. They wouldn't even get their $6 grand.
Right.
Yeah, they'd be so excited that the announcement of $100 billion coming to black people for reparations, they would lose. They would have a big one, like like Fred Sanford and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Right.
can't believe it. They're giving us something. I remember when. Now y'all remember this. I'm a little younger than y'all, but I remember when the Phillies won the chip. When Phillies won the chip in 2008, I was so excited that Philadelphia won something. I don't even watch baseball. I'm like, yo, Phillies, nigga, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how we would be. We'd be so excited that we got something that we wouldn't even look at the math. They could give us $100 billion right now. And they can say, okay, well, we gave, and they can always use that as a staple. Well, we gave y'all $100 billion.
What
You
y'all
don't
do
want
with it?
$100 billion because then they will be done with you. You know what I'm saying? Now
Mm-hmm.
my brother Pope right here, he could quantify on that, and I know he's been waiting to drop something, but they would be done with us, would they not?
Right. They, and they pretty much done with us already. Is the thing, and that's what people that's what people don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get to the meat and potatoes of that part because we got some new information that's new to us, I should say. Like based on these old documents that they actually brought to the table. They figured that we wasn't going pay attention, none of the sort. They expect us not to know anything in the first place. You dig what I'm saying? But basically, how these things been handed down to us. Look, let me see. Hopefully, this thing will work. Let me see. It's cool. Hopefully, this thing will
Yo,
work.
these motherfucking cleanup crew people went right to work and shit out here.
Wow.
I couldn't really hear what you were
Oh
saying,
yeah.
but
On the afterwards,
it's recorded. So yo,
run it back.
let's but they wrapping it up out here. You know,
Right,
some
right,
people
right,
live
right.
out. Some
It's
people
getting
live
dark.
out here. You know what I mean?
Right,
They still got the
right,
porta potties out there. I hope ain't nobody was using them Jones. Because if y'all worried about COVID, right? If you worried about
right.
Blovid, then why would you use a porta potty? and ain't no windows in there.
Right.
Somebody could have dropped the Omicron load in that joint, or a B-2 bomber in that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And be all a part
A
of it.
BA-2 bomber up in the porta potty, and you go in there to, you know what I'm saying? It's just that shit just quaking in there, just whamming.
Right. Yeah.
Come on, man. That's
Yeah,
why
that
I'm
was
telling people, like, you know, I'm to the point where I'm just like telling people, like, yo, take the face diaper off, yo, take that joint off. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Get some air, come
Yeah,
out
you
of that
got to.
joint. And you know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not providing medical advice. I'm just telling people to get fresh air. You know what I mean?
Right. You got to.
What's
You got to
what's wrong with
nowadays.
that? You know what I mean? All right. All right, well, look, let's wrap this joint up right here. You know, we gotta
Uh huh.
we did a strong hour, so if y'all wanna jump back and do another hour, you know, let's get back on it. But I'm about to help the sister move some stuff into the car. You wrapping up out
Oh yeah,
here.
yes, for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
For sure.
Shit wrapping up, you know. Ashe, peace and
Right.
benedictions. Only you can
Peace.
prevent cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm saying?
Righteous. Righteous. And we're gonna get back in, tap in, popeandent.com. Words without action
Right.
have no meaning. And if it takes a
Little
village,
50,
we
little 50 something minute John. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Oh yeah, we
right.
going
You know
there.
what I'm saying?
All right.
Yes,
Holler at you crazy niggas
popeandent.com. Sign
later.
up before time.
All right.
Uh-huh.